Do it again, Jake. Jake, come out here and show them what you got here. Dude, exactly. Nailed it. I'm Rich.
I'm Frank.
And it's People, Pints, and Possibilities.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the People, Pints, Possibilities podcast with the ladies. We're here at California Coast Beer Company in Paso Robles. I am the Vibe Titan. Frank is the... Frank, what's your name? You've been working on them.
I can introduce myself.
Yeah, what do you got?
Dang.
I know you have a new name.
I'm Frank, and she's pretty, and I'm not. And this is my wife, Christy.
And if you haven't noticed, the ladies are here, and we also have the lovely Martha, also known as
Pet the Panther.
She has it. She has a handle. She's the Panther. Actually, I think we should start with the Panther story somehow. I forgot that we need to tell that.
That's a good one.
Today, before we get into all the stories, this is episode 5, because episode 4, Frank and I got in a little trouble.
We did. Yeah. Sorry.
What happened?
We are actually somewhat educated, and I think our choice
There's a lot of master's degrees sitting up here on the stage.
I think our choice of language in that one was probably not well thought out. But I think it was good for us. A little therapy session where we did go back and look at everything and go, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was, you know what? For the first time, we didn't, I don't think I ever did. I know I didn't. I don't think we never sat down and had a conversation. And we're going to add in the ladies because we're going to get a whole nother viewpoint. We've never actually sat down all together and talked about this journey together.
No, and listening to you two talk about it last episode was a lot. I forgot a lot of what happened and all the struggles that we went through. And I don't know, honestly, how we ended up on the other side of it, but it's a fun story to tell.
And I didn't think it was that fun.
And that's
also true.
We're going to get to that. That's a great point.
Flip side.
You're absolutely right. And I can't wait to hear that side because like we said, we haven't even had this conversation. It's happening right now, real time. And just to reiterate, I kind of posted something because Martha said, man, that episode was really weird. It was chaotic. It was a lot of cursing. So we apologize to our people out there if we offended someone, although some people love it and some people hate it. But the reality was, as we started writing it down, I was trying to think why. You're right. I'm really a overtly positive person. And I think Frank and I, as we talked about the difficulties on top of difficulties, like the level of difficulty that we went through, when you sit down and look at it and write it out, you're like, wow, that's a lot, you know?
I agree. Like, so to all 7 followers, we're sorry.
And the reality is, but the difficulties, go through them. We quit our jobs. We're going to go through some of these and talk about what the ladies thought. We quit amazing jobs that we loved, that we were good at, and that's hard. And then we went from there and we started a business we knew nothing about and took a leap. We cashed out or took all of the money out of our houses and refinanced things and retirements. And then on top of that, we had a job that for whatever reason, it was just polarizing, and some people chose to, in the open publicly try to make us fail, and that never helps. So that adds on to it. And then on top of that, you have to restructure your company to, buy some people out. And that's adding to it. And as we started to go through, then winter came. We opened in essentially June. Winter comes, which is a slow time. And in this business, you're going to lose money for quite a few months, especially when you start.
You'd have to have money to lose, though, remember?
Yeah, right? Well, it just keeps, it just keeps getting shooken out of your pockets. And finally, COVID hits just when you think, like, maybe we'll make some money.
So that's my point. Like, you guys were laughing a lot in the last episode, and you just named a whole lot of things to not laugh about.
There you go. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Humor gets you through it, though.
No,
I think as we put it down, and that's why I know for me, like when I went back and listened to it, I am kind of pissed off about a couple things because I just never talked to anyone about it. You know, like Frank and I and Martha have never sat down and ever talked about the first year. It was just work as absolutely hard as you can.
Yeah. And we haven't had time to sit down and reflect really, because it's always like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What are we doing? We're so in it that we haven't had time even to just sit down, have a drink, and
Talk about
you
it.
guys have worked
therapy.
and to
We
be
push it down.
Yeah, we do
Well, some of us.
push it real deep down.
real
Yeah.
far down. But you three are here every day, and I'm very far behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
you get to see it on the outside.
on the outside, and so I get to come and see the hard work that you do every single day. And I think you don't. You're working to build and build and build, and you see it because you guys have made an incredible place that people enjoy. But it came with a lot of sacrifice.
But you do also have a career.
Yes.
Let's be fair.
Well, she actually makes more money than the
She
three of us.
does.
Well,
Like,
She has a real job.
I gotta buy my new jeans.
When Frank was like, I was like, Frank, how do you have to pay taxes? Well, my wife has a real job.
Yeah, that's real money. Not a lot, but real. Just can I clarify a couple
Go.
things real quick?
Yeah, please. How about it?
The seating here is definitely not inferior, superior. You know, you hear everybody like superior high, inferior low. That is completely opposite. I promise you that. Rich has a good saying, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
And we definitely have the fact checkers right here with us, the commanders in chief. So they're probably going to call us on a couple things, but we're here to have fun.
Well, first of all, you'll notice Frank only has 2 pints with him today,
It's true.
and I only have 1, so we're both nervous.
Not sure what's going to come.
And by the way, can I get a curse word count?
0.
One?
0.
So far?
Right now. Yeah, I'm saving mine. They're in my pocket.
Boring.
Did you get tickets when you walked in?
But I know Chris is going to give us one. She's going to tell a story or two about Frankie. I already know.
All out of love.
All right. Well, we're gonna get into it. Let's talk about from the ladies' perspectives. And you know, Frank has done this before. He quit his jobs. You know, coming home. Tell us, Chris, what it's like. Frank comes home and says he's gonna start a brewery.
I don't like the look already.
Get excited.
Well, there was trips, right? There was a build-up, and I thought, it's okay. It's middle age.
I could have bought a Corvette.
That's exactly. I thought it's not a Corvette. It's not cheesy. It's fine. He needs to go look at breweries with Rich. It's gonna work its way out. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
It didn't. And trips to Montana. It was like, okay, that's fine. He came home, and I have never seen his face like that. It made me a little nervous. The part that made me the most nervous
was happy.
he told, we have 3 daughters, and he told the girls, I need you to stay upstairs. Your mom and I need to talk. Do not disturb us. Okay. And I just remember walking behind Frank downstairs, like I got called for a talk. And I was like, oh, well, I guess we're getting divorced. Like, really didn't see this coming. And you hear about people that are like, it came out of the blue. I didn't know. And that was my walk down, like, okay, well, this is terrible. But I have a job. In my mind, I'm like playing out like, this is going to be bad. But how am I going to make it? Like, I guess we could live here. We could do this, like playing it all out. So by the time Frank sat me down and was like, I really don't want to stay in education. I really think I can make this work. And I want to do the brewery. I was like, yes, that's great. Let's do it.
You were so excited it wasn't Emily.
I was like, I'm not getting divorced.
And by the way, Emily is the. Can you tell everyone what Emily is? No offense to the Emilys we
ahead.
know.
It's your fault.
Is it when you die or are we divorced?
Why is
When-
Frank so
when
nervous
she-
right now?
So I want to make
Love
sure I
this
say it
right
right.
now.
When she does pass away, I will marry Emily, and
And Emily, just a
And
generic
it's
it'll be an Emily.
Emily.
just a
I've made
fake
it up.
name
I made it
for
up, yeah.
Frank moving
did.
on. It's
She
a
did.
concept.
Yeah.
But you thought this was the time.
And if you guys cannot talk shit about my next wife, that'd be cool.
Okay.
But we
This
all
is-
hate her.
This is
I
already
know you
going
do.
well.
The kids
Here.
already hate her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need another drink, Martha. We're gonna actually
gosh.
need some alcohol in Martha's drink too. Okay, so
So I was on board.
he decides
I-
you decided he's good. Like
We're
let's
good.
go.
Let's go.
Why are you on board?
because I was keeping my husband, number one. I didn't have to move out of my house, number two. I think just I trusted Frank, and I knew Frank's a hard worker. And if Frank says he's going to do something, I had been with him for 20 years by then, and
Yeah.
I know if Frank says he's going to do something, he does it. And he had thought it out. It wasn't just I kind of think about this. Like, he thought about it. And
I'm not sure why she went to divorce, by the way. But there's a lesson there. Like, guys, if you want something, start with that. I think after that's good to go.
Just scare the holy
shit out of
you
them.
get the green light real fast.
Yeah.
God, jeez.
And then you can actually get whatever you were asking. Like, oh, so I can have 3 TVs in my man cave?
in the back of my Corvette. Awesome.
Oh, well, how
told
about you? When we, you had a little bit more of a different experience because you knew Craig, right?
I knew Craig. We had a chance to go and visit a couple of times, and so I got to see him at work. I got to make beer, which I thought was super cool.
Where was that?
In Montana.
Nice.
In fact, we were there for spring break before we moved to Paso.
Yeah.
And he took us around to all the different breweries around the lake. And I just thought it was I just thought the brewery scene was really cool. And then you and I used to go visit breweries all the time. That was kind of our thing, that we would pop into breweries and try beers. So when you said you wanted to do a brewery, I thought, yeah, that kind of seems like a logical next step for us. Why not?
That too. Like, Frank and I have been known to drink a few beers. So
Yeah.
I didn't feel like.
Right.
What?
We were familiar. As Frank's famous quote was, I don't know how to make beer, but I like it.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make babies either, but
Oh.
I like it.
No.
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
these two.
man, it lasted
All right.
15 minutes in.
And-
15 minutes
And
in.
and the best part is those 3 babies are tuning in right now.
They're gonna run this place.
Someday.
when
Which
the
one's
brewery
going to step
hits.
up? I love it. When this brewery hits big. So we're on our way. We've decided that this is something we're going to do. And now does it get scarier as you're actually refinancing your house, or you're used to that? Both of you.
Well, let's start with the budget.
Okay.
So there was
We did have a budget.
There was a budget.
We have a budget.
There was a
What's the
business plan. This is what it's
Pro
going to cost.
forma.
It
This
was
is-
beautiful too. You guys put some.
Oh,
it was
it's beautiful.
It was in
This
a
is
laminated
It
folder.
was.
It was.
We're
Did-
gonna-
You went to Kinko's.
Like 8th grade, did just my
so
final
nice.
Yeah.
report.
and with what we were supposed to contribute to that, it's like, oh yeah, it's doable. We got
Oh, that's
this.
easy.
We got this. And it's funny because I was looking at my phone the other day, and I had built the landing page for our website. That's a whole other thing, learning how to build a website.
Oh, I forgot
The
about
landing
that.
page said, Cal Coast Beer coming fall 2018.
No.
No. So you know what happens when you don't open in fall of 2018? It costs more money and you're not making any money. And so we kept spending money. So yes, there's this beautiful plan. And at first you're like, we got this, it's fine. And then, yeah, I'd say about fall of 2018, it started to kind of
Wait.
set in that this is going to cost more money.
You're right. The sleight of hand is, you mean the 9 months that we also had to pay the bills and not take any money in?
Oh, yeah, there's that. Yeah, no
We didn't-
salaries happening.
Yeah, I didn't
up
have that
here.
in the pro forma.
No.
It wasn't
Our
in
budget
that
was
beautiful
close. We
plan.
were just missing a 0 at the end.
Yeah, something like that.
So you're right. The budget, so the budget was good. So we tricked
Budget
you with
started
the.
great. If we were to open in fall of 2018, the budget would have been pretty on point.
So the reality is, it's not a real budget.
It's not a real budget or a real timeline.
Yeah, no, not a real thing. It wasn't a real thing.
So maybe that's why I said yes.
Yeah,
You,
because it looked good on paper.
Looked great.
well, we also had no idea what it was going to cost. Like you think you have an idea. It's weird. All those things you hear, it's like it takes twice as long and costs twice as much, and
That's
those,
real.
Those are all real.
That's the thing.
yeah.
No, I remember there's a PowerPoint presentation with
yeah.
like slides and
It was
because we're
sick.
teachers
Yeah, it
and
was
so
sick. We had that thing dialed in.
yeah, no.
Yeah,
It
none
was
of
all
it mattered.
inaccurate.
None of
though.
it mattered.
Yeah,
It was
no,
fake news.
Yeah,
fake,
throw it out.
so fake.
So we cashed out. We're starting with something we never done. That's a big thing, but here we are, and we have a couple things. We had to go get money from other people.
That that part I blew my mind. Like, okay, we're out of money, and I was just like, I don't understand what you're saying. The words aren't making sense.
Do you understand the words that
math
are
isn't
coming out of my
mathing.
mouth?
This doesn't make sense to me. We need to get money. I'm like, we're all teachers, so
No, we
Okay.
weren't anymore,
not all of
actually.
us.
but
Oh.
that's the background, right? Like, are we gonna sell raffle tickets? Like, are we selling
Have a
candy
fundraiser.
bars?
Big
Lemonade stand, me and Frank.
What are we doing?
50-50 raffle.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Please.
go.
Please buy our lemonade.
Right. Are we going,
Cookie-
concessions? What are we doing?
Well, Frank and I were
Fireworks
gonna
sell a lot.
get wagons and do some Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I never worried about it.
No, you know how I figured
I
out
don't
how
know
to
why.
do that? I called Martha's friend who owned multiple businesses in Fresno, and I said, I need to like crowdsource without doing it, like fund a brewery. And he said, well, Rich, this is how you do it. And shout out to Jeff and Susie who helped us out.
The
But
Finleys.
Jeff sat down with me and said, this is how you do it. You're going to sell part of it. Do you want to give up? So for us, we did something unique, which was great for them. They invested in some knuckleheads or a crazy idea, at least us. Martha, and Chris are highly intelligent, but not only did they invested in something that was nothing and it took a leap, but we also traded them on top of that. We said we're going to pay them back and that they're going to own a part of the business. And so you don't have a lot of choices when you're doing something new. Now, if we had done this for 10 years.
There are choices, and I was not hip on that route because I knew about small business startup loans. And so I was like, I'm not worried about it. We're just going to go get a loan.
So
How'd that work out?
It was awesome.
we took turns going to
I
banks.
need a loan. And they're like, okay, we need 2 years of your business receipts. And I'm like, no, it's a startup loan. We haven't even been in business yet. Denied. No, sir.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about starting a business, don't go down that rabbit hole with the banks.
Don't even try.
Go down plan B, which actually turned into be amazing.
Find a rich person who has extra money and ask them for it.
100%.
Or people with no money who are just crazy enough to go for it, right?
Yeah.
So we get the money. We
It's
get
okay
the
to be
money.
a write-off.
Hey, we get the money to save the Goondocks.
We did.
And now we have money and we start building this building. So there's an interesting story here. How were you introduced, Chris, to the building?
I think
You're pretty.
She stared him down.
I'm done.
No, I think he drove me by. And to be fair, Frank and I have bought a few properties, and they have never been good-looking properties. They've all been
Fixer
the
uppers.
ugliest property on the prettiest street, and we've done pretty good.
That's what you did with Frank. The ugliest property on the prettiest street.
I'll fix
Look
him
at
up.
him. Shined his beard up. So he had a history of coming through.
We did.
Both of you. Yeah,
Right?
that's
Like,
great. That's a great point.
we did.
Both of you had worked on it.
We had gone in and been like, yeah, no, it's not pretty, but we can do something with this. So that didn't scare me. And he drove me by and he talked about it a lot. And okay. And the location, it made sense to me. Like, this is awesome. This is going to have a lot. Drove by and I was like, oh, yeah, it's rough, but I mean, what else can we afford? And that's been our history. So I'd never walked into the property, which is also, I'm sure people are like, what an idiot. What is she thinking? So the day we got the keys was the day. And he was like, okay.
But
it was our,
what day was that?
What day was that,
What-
Chris?
Is it just a normal day? Was it Tuesday or
Just,
what day?
well, it was our anniversary.
Mhm.
And he didn't tell me we were going to go work on the property. He said, it's our anniversary. Do you want to go to lunch? Or I think you even said, like, do you want to go to Paso? And when I'm like, oh, we're going to go to Paso. We're going to go to winery. We're going to have a great
Girls all
day.
get
Obviously.
filled up,
I'm
makeup
like
on, looking good.
Dressed up. And also, I
It's
work from
our
home. I never look
anniversary.
good. I don't look good. I got dressed. It was an effort. We got here and we opened the doors and Martha comes in. And she's like, what are you doing? Martha's like dressed for work. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
looked and I was like, oh, That's what we're doing today.
Yeah, no open-toed
Hey,
shoes.
and we all went, one of these kids is not like the others.
But I did
Someone
take a
got tricked here.
sledgehammer and took
You
out
sure
some
did.
drywall.
Absolutely.
She did.
And we did it.
On your anniversary, were you pissed or you were actually
No.
okay with it?
Yeah.
That's how you roll.
Just get this going.
Yeah, let's go.
She's still a little pissed, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Sass, what did you think? You saw the building. What did you think? You came down here.
Did you get a walkthrough?
I did get a walkthrough and I got a chance to meet Mike Tozy. I remember walking the property with Rich and Frank, and I didn't have the vision like they had the vision. They had to talk me through it. All I saw was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that needed to be moved, and I couldn't see beyond the stuff. Once the stuff got out and walls started coming down and things started getting cleaned up, then I started to see what the potential was.
In fact, I have a picture on my phone of Martha's face with the stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't
She's
make
looking
faces
at
at
all
all.
the stuff. She's like, I call this one. This is Martha contemplating her next move.
It was pretty bad.
It was well, Mike
There was
Tozy
a
didn't even see it.
lot of
Tozy
stuff.
didn't even see it. He looked. Remember, he gave us the best compliment ever. But when we were done, he came back and said, "If you guys told me that you told me this, but I never would have thought this was possible.
Yeah.
Never in this old building.
He would have charged us double.
And it's a gift to Paso. He sure would have if he saw that.
Smart man.
So you were on board. You just weren't sure of what it was going to look like.
And even looking at the original plans of what it was going to look like, it was beautiful what it was going to look like, and that's really not what it looks like at all. Because
that was like the business plan.
with the slides and the PowerPoint.
Beautiful,
And
so pretty. Well, remember Frank had these these drawings,
Yeah.
which it doesn't look like anything like that.
Oh, it's close.
We have some eyebrows on the building, sure.
yeah, that matches.
Not a lot of drywall.
No.
Yeah, but once you got into it and started pulling things out and started finding these treasures,
Yeah.
that was really what
History.
was cool about all of the construction, was finding these little treasures here and there. So the wood that you found when you were pulling down the drywall, and there were these beautiful planks of wood that we made the giant
Door
door out front.
Those are
The bar
redwood
front
planks. Yeah.
is made out of that as well. The old doors that we reuse, those are our beer signs.
Yep.
So those actually, all of our beers
The wood in the bathroom that are tables.
Yeah.
I have a picture of Soph sanding the
Yeah.
wood at your house. Yeah, Soph worked
Soph
real
did some
hard.
work
Shout
on
out to
this.
Soph.
Like, hey, Ava. Ava, you have some work to do right now. And Carm, like, we need you ladies
Where
to
are
get in
you?
here. You got to get a story in here.
Yeah, so all those little treasures, that was fun to find. And even switching the bar, because originally the bar was going to be in the brew house part. And then Craig's idea?
Craig.
He's like, yeah, you really want it here. And then utilizing these windows, that was the whole COVID thing that really changed our business as well.
did.
But I don't know if we want to get into that yet or...
No, we're not there yet,
Yeah,
but we're
there's
talking
so much
about.
more.
So we're
The
getting
big one
close.
for me, though, with that treasures was the relationships we built. How many cool freaking people did we meet building this place?
They kept coming out of the wood, and still they came today. So what happened, or just yesterday? What happened? We now have a friend on our deck rail.
Oh, yeah, it's a pelican. Somebody brought us a pelican because they heard about the Purewood.
Yeah.
Yep, that'd be the Mumfords.
That's right.
Yep.
And they're here supporting us, and the Cal Coast community is a real thing. People just kept coming out. We'll get to COVID when we actually had beer club members signing up early, and we called them all. But before we were even open, the Cal Coast community was coming here, like seeing the project and saying, this is really cool. You know, like, I want to be a part of this. And anything you need, you can help. You know, you can get help. We just posted the Atari. We needed someone to fix it. It did not work.
Oh,
And then
Sal
Sal
rolled in.
came and fixed the whole thing. You know, Cal Coast community. It's ridiculous. So, and we're gonna do a whole episode on that as well. I got to stop saying that though.
Yeah.
I keep front loading.
So many
We
episodes
have
to
so
come.
many episodes. I'm stopping.
I'm already tired.
How many
Okay.
curse words
Back-
right now?
back to
One.
construction.
I'm
One
going to get us
curse word.
back on
Mine?
track. Do we
All
want to
right,
do bullet
Chris,
points here? Because
Where are we
start
going?
with Dad's
Get back
only
to
friend.
our board here.
That's my teacher.
And
Dad's
hold
only
on.
friend?
Guys, the bell's about to
Dad,
ring.
tell
Yeah,
your
it
dad's
really
only
is.
friend
We only
story.
have so much time.
Because I told it. This is going to be a
Oh.
good episode. This one's
Okay.
good.
Because we had talked about Soph, and we talked about you got the keys. We're just starting this, right? This is really a new relationship.
Can I have some of your porridge?
Oh shit! Really,
Oh.
dude? I pace this out for a reason.
I know how.
Do you guys not pause for bathroom breaks?
No,
Sorry.
clearly
No.
no. And this will not get
This is
edited
real.
out.
No,
It
this will
won't.
not get edited. It's real. It's
It
real
doesn't get
stuff.
edited.
We don't need to edit. Jake, we don't
Okay.
edit. All right, so go
Okay,
ahead. I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, but this here is a new relationship. We did not know each other.
No.
So just introducing our family to your family, like all new introductions. And I think you came over. It was just Frank's birthday
Yep.
randomly.
Yep.
It wasn't a plan. You were just over, and we were like, "You want to come by?" And our youngest was just blown away. Like, what? What are you talking about? And Frank said, "Our friends are coming over for dinner for my birthday." And she's like, "What are you, your friend? What are you talking about?"
This man has no friends. Although, Stephen Kuhn, shout out. He sent me 3 things from your house.
Nailed it.
Yep. So
He's-
he's
No, the
two
creepy
friends.
thing is he's never been to my house, so I don't know how he knows all.
Hold
that.
on.
I'm
I would
just
like
kidding,
to.
Steven.
I would like to bring this up. Here it is right now. This is real stuff. These are history facts about your house. None of them are bad. And I do owe him a beer. I think I paid him back last night. Well, he said, number 1, Frank has an old car in the garage.
I do.
True.
Fact.
31
True.
Ford.
The downstairs is completely separate from the upstairs and is Frank's weekend hangout.
100%.
Fact.
Number 3, you'll love this one. Frank's dog Porter loves the leaf blower.
My dog. But other than that,
Ooh. Mostly fact.
And Carhartts.
You were
Yeah.
so close to a free
so
beer.
close, Steven.
You owe me that beer back, Steven. Apparently, you have not passed. All right, so we come over.
We come over.
So, anyways, yeah, no, she's just like, "What do you mean, your friend?" And we come over and we introduce. This is Rich and Martha. Sophia does not accept that, and the entire night calls Rich Dad's only friend. Sophie, can you offer Rich water? Dad's only friend, would you like some water? Oh, okay. I didn't. I
Or how
mean,
about
And
at
she's
the
how
door,
old?
she just yells,
Hey,
Ava, Carm, Dad's only friend is here. And I'm like, oh my God.
And how old is Soph?
7?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
like
little.
and she just that was it. That was your name, and
We blew her mind. The only other time I'm going to tell this story that I ever blew Sophia's mind. Do you remember when we were on the beach and the kite got away?
oh God. The
And
kite
I
flew
ran
away.
to get the kite, and I come back, and she was just dumbfounded. Dad, do you know how to run?
Yeah,
I'm like,
as if
yeah.
2 things have never occurred to this girl.
That
Nope.
Dad has a friend.
and he knows
he
how to
knows how
run.
to
Knows how to run.
hmm So Dad's only friend, and it started. And,
Yeah.
Also, one note about walking into Frank and Christine's house for the first time.
This is a great story.
Martha
Martha had already done inventory. Martha does all inventory
this
here.
is after the brewery was open.
This is.
This is after the brewery was open.
But it's a great
This-
story.
Also
I don't
true. It was
believe
not the
this to
same
be
night.
True.
This is
It's not the same night.
I have photos.
But we come over to have a drink, maybe enjoy one another's company. And we go outside. You're showing us your beautiful
And Sophia's now we've graduated. His name's Rich now.
Yes.
She did make it.
You have this beautiful outdoor backyard. We walk to the back. You're showing us all the work you've done. And I look and I see some black stools. And I go,
Fucking Martha.
oh,
No. The best.
wait a minute.
The best part is
Similar.
I know those stools. And then also in the cabinets, would you like a beer? I'd love a beer. Poured it in a Calcos glass. Oh, I know those glasses.
as if.
I was going to return everything.
Hold on, but here's the best part. You're absolutely right. Martha had already done inventory, and she's like, "We're 4 chairs short. I don't know
Where did they
how we
go?
would lose 4 chairs." And Frank has the right mindset.
me.
So just so you understand this team, Martha and I, Frank is the balancing to both of us. We feel that like we have to, not that he doesn't, but like we're just working so much. Not that Frank isn't, that we're just head down. And Frank's like, it's okay if the brewery like gives me a glass.
Yeah. We didn't see
My
it that
whole
way at
house
the
is here,
time.
and my entire
Mar-
life, I
Martha.
have 3 kids at home.
Let's talk about
Like,
T-shirts.
I think the brewery can give me a glass.
How many T-shirts can the brewery give him? No.
No, none, 0. Put it in the system.
Martha's like, "Put it in the system."
Leave me a note on the desk.
Frank's in the back.
Oh gosh.
I know where the camera's going. Don't go.
So Martha would come to, this is down the road. Martha would come back to our meetings and she would say, the inventory is all correct except for 4 larges.
4 large shirts are missing.
I'm a medium.
Well, I'm a double X.
Lies.
There's
Look
a
at me.
thief around here.
Oh, so we did see the chairs at the Panion House. We had some good times. And
I brought them back. And
that
swapped
was
for
really-
new ones.
They all rested
The ones
out.
with the
They
bags.
rested
To
out.
Switched
Replace
them out for new ones.
They all rested out.
Frank is always telling us, he's the voice of reason. Like, it's okay. Like, what are you doing here? Go home. Like, it's okay to like enjoy your life. Yeah. Like, and
I'm also going to sell them
He's
out
been
right
rubbing
now,
off
too.
on us in a
When
good
you
way.
guys upgraded to all the different glasses for each beer.
Oh shit!
You have them all.
Well, of course.
No.
Hold on.
Those were samples.
Hold on.
Now we have just all the plain pint glasses.
Oh, you said
don't-
I could have those. Remember? Take all the plain ones, the scratched up,
Oh,
beat
yeah,
up ones.
yeah.
Oh, that don't
Why
have a logo.
am I defending
Yes.
myself right
Martha,
now? This
see?
is
There
unacceptable.
it is. Dude, love it. Love
I
it.
knew this was gonna happen.
All right, let's move forward. All right, so we're opening. Martha,
shit,
talk
sorry,
to us
Rich.
about. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Jake. Talk to us about opening because you showed up right when we started to open.
So I was still teaching.
Yep.
I was finishing up the school year. We opened on May 31st of 2019. I had like 2 more weeks of work. So you guys just decided, you told the story about Frank being up all night,
yeah,
just
it
getting
ready.
everything
For
ready,
Firestone,
and then
yep.
like, let's just open the doors and see what happens. So we had
Yep.
3 beers on tap. We had
Do you remember what they were?
blonde,
A blonde, a
and
red.
a
Always gonna have a
pale,
Oh,
No, not a red.
not the red.
blonde,
What-
brown, and a pale.
Winner.
But
Yeah.
I do remember getting the phone call of him saying,
It was supposed to be. Wasn't something supposed to
We're
be?
going to open tomorrow. I'm like, excuse me? I've seen that place. What are you talking
So
about?
no way that's ready.
You haven't seen the last 30 minutes though.
Yeah.
And
ready.
Yeah, no, I will not be coming home tonight, and we're opening tomorrow. And I was just like, okay, here we
We had
go.
no signs.
That's what he does.
There were no
Mhm.
signs.
But
no,
again,
no signage.
Nothing
No
that's
signage.
even said that we were a brewery. No one would have any idea
I
that
think
that's what
you
this building was.
Quickly got an A-frame or
Yeah.
something.
Quickly.
Yeah.
But
That was
Just
it.
Got glasses.
There's
Yeah.
that
only
day. I'm
a
like,
bear.
well, we can pour.
right.
And all we had was a bear. We did not have that crazy sign that you almost made me fall off the building putting on there.
I feel like I didn't make you do anything. but-
Remember, we used the lift.
You got it, Rich. Here's a
The-
ladder on the
I'm
lift.
up there with the heaviest sign that Frank made. He's like, I swear, you got this.
yeah.
So, we're opening, and we have our stereo from our garage.
Mm-hmm.
That's real. We have beer, 3 pints going.
3 pints going. We sold them for $5.
And you had to set up a POS system.
Sure did.
We knew nothing about POS
Sure
systems.
didn't.
Never used one in my life.
By the way, POS stands for point of sale.
Oh.
Not
Or a piece of shit.
There's
that.
'cause I don't know how to do it. What
Jake,
did you
that's
say?
3.
Every
I think
time-
that's 3 for Frank. Yeah,
Every
I think
time
he's
I
on
work
3.
the
we
bar,
got the curse count.
I'm
I
on
would
0
get the
right now. I'm
most
being so
customers
good.
in.
Being Have.
why? Because I just gave free beer up. 'Cause
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know how to
just
work
easier
the
that.
POS.
It's
I'm
just
like,
easier that way.
If Frank works
keep
the bar,
that credit card.
if Frank works the bar, it's free beer. He's always like, "This one's on me." He listen. He's avoiding the POS
Yeah.
system more than he's helping you out. I hate to give that secret away.
Yeah.
I don't
Although-
know. Turn the ringtone off on my phone.
No.
Pro tip.
Do a
Also
POS.
true.
Pro tip: get a beer the second Frank walks behind the bar.
Yeah. So the most popular days during those first couple months that we were open were when Frank and Christine both were working behind the bar. I would post a picture. Oh, Frank and Chris are behind the bar.
We had no idea what we were doing.
Not
I'd look at the numbers. I'm like, wow.
Just smile and wave.
Yep. One for you,
Just
one
keep-
for me.
yeah,
Jesus, this
smile
night
and
will get
Crushed
over.
it.
Yeah, just be happy.
Hold on, I thought we were popular. Oh no, but they say like we're like yin and yang. Like,
I'm like,
We've
we're
done
there.
our love.
hey, when Martha and I worked the bar, they all rushed to my side to try to get one.
Yeah,
and
for
then
free.
when Martha comes up, put their hands out. Oh,
They're like,
she's coming. Oh, Rich is
Also-
over here. Boom, put a different song on.
Yeah, also true.
Grab the guitar.
Speaking of the POS and Square, we did
Yep.
actually get busy enough that we had to invest in a second register.
We did.
So we get the second register, we set it up, so we're working from two places.
Felt like the big leagues.
That's
like,
that's big leagues. Whoa.
Whoa, I can go over here
Yeah.
or here?
Yeah. Two of us could actually take money at the same time. That
Turn
was
and
weird.
burn.
Yeah. So we get a second register. We're so excited about that. And then at the end of the month, I'm reconciling all of our sales.
Reconcile, schmeconcile.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not even
So
important.
going in QuickBooks, I'm reconciling. I'm like, these numbers are not matching up. What is wrong? What is wrong here? Took me some time to go through it, and I realized that the second register had not been connected to the first register. So we had assumed that this extra cash was tips and that we were making all this money in tips. This is amazing. We're going to be rich.
oh, this is great.
Oh
Rich
my gosh.
squirrels.
Oh my gosh.
Straight
no.
cash on me. Straight
no.
cash.
That money is actually sales. That money is accounted for, and we need to give it back.
We already
So-
had the money.
Hold
Oh
on,
no,
it
we
goes like
we
this.
had the money. We spent the money because we weren't getting paid.
Oh,
we were not
what?
getting paychecks.
Oh.
Oh
Hello,
no,
is this
No.
Frank? Hi, Frank.
it was
So Martha just told me that you owe us $1,800
Yeah.
in tips.
You
It
got the
was-
wrong number.
no, no.
Oh, what's that? You're broke? Oh, you have no money in your bank account? No, that's okay, but we need it
Yeah,
back.
I'm gonna need that
But
back.
these two beaver pelts are worth what I owe you.
Okay, you can keep the stools.
yeah, the stools are all yours,
That was
buddy.
way
I
after.
will give you 2 more glasses.
Oh,
You can have a
you can have
cool
2
dozen.
more glasses
Yeah.
for your
All this
$2,000. It was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money.
We thought
and
we were gonna be like, we're gonna make $1 million just
gonna
in
be
tips
rich.
right here.
a lot of lessons were learned.
Yeah.
That just that first month alone.
They were
trying-
painful too. This is why we're here
Always.
today, because we had to correct some. Like, it was real. Ha ha ha. Let's laugh about this.
Yeah.
It is funny. I'm laughing, but boy, that was tough.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, yeah.
tough.
So we're continuing to go, and not only as we keep going, obviously we restructure our own business. We don't know, that's lawyers and accountants. We're working through all that, and that's a nightmare. We love our lawyers now. Shout out to them. But in the beginning, the accountants didn't know what was going on. We switched through a few of those, and then you're going through a process, and on top of that, winter hits, and we have no idea what winter's like in the industry. Even though you see it in a pro forma, like you see the numbers slow down, your expenses don't stop. So Martha came up with a bunch of ideas. Now we crush December, but December was a killer,
Question: how many employees did you have at that time?
Us.
To start, it was us.
All of just us. And then we had 2 more after that.
and then we added a third
Yep.
That winter.
Yeah,
we-
right around
yeah.
there. Yeah.
because we had
Yeah, right
Katie.
before.
Katie,
Yep.
Katie,
Yeah.
formerly Raka,
Yeah, we had a couple.
that we knew
I
from our
forgot,
Central
yeah.
days, was
And then
living
Katie
here.
came from Central over there.
Mhm.
Katie was a shout out to Katie.
Yeah.
Katie was a coach. She was actually a student
Mhm.
of Martha's and mine. Was she your student?
She
or
was not my
mine?
student,
Her-
but I knew
Her
Katie and I knew
brother
her
was
mom.
my student as well. So she came over and happened to move here, and now she's married, and her husband's a cool dude, and they came over, but she happened to move here later, and then I hired her as a coach in Central. She was a swim coach when I was athletic director, and then she came over and with her husband, and she was looking for a job, and we were like, done.
Done.
And that's kind of a story about how we do things here.
We can't pay you anything, but we'll hire you.
No, not that.
Do you want some stools?
Yes.
No,
We
not
pay
that
in
either.
glasses
You
and
two are
stools.
awesome. No, well, this is going great. Who
Frank
who
will throw
invited
in a
these two?
shirt.
No, not that either. It's weird how we do things is we hire really great people
Yes.
who may not have skills.
Yeah.
Exactly what you were going
That's
for.
what I
Oh,
meant.
where you're going with? Yes, absolutely.
I
and train
meant.
them up. Yes.
Yes.
I agree
Ah,
with that. I
there it is.
apologize.
Yeah, no, you two.
Again.
Yeah, and Katie was great.
Jake, we're
we
done with the
loved-
beer on this side of the room right here. We're done.
Yeah. So we loved working with Katie, and then you were talking about how we had to restructure.
Yep.
And a story came to mind during that time because
Go.
that happened in September of 2019. So my timeline is very clear.
Go.
That happened in September of 19, and for some, wonderful, beautiful reason, you guys really started to connect with two people in our community that were coming and having beers here, and that was Robbie and Justin.
Oh yeah.
Because what happened in
Double
October,
trouble.
you know what happened in October of 2019, the second Saturday,
Oh, Pioneer Day.
Pioneer Day
Oh God, yeah.
is,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and that was that first year too. So the first year, yes, it was a struggle, and those first few months were really hard. And then I just remember like that September to October, it was like, oh man, we were trying to find other investors,
Yeah.
and I remember that second Saturday in October, Pioneer Day, and Robbie and Justin were able to get horses to come into the brewery. We had a covered wagon. This place was just such the energy that was in here and the community. And it was like, is this even real life?
Can
right
I
now?
clarify? When she says horses in the brewery, there were horses drinking beer at our
It was
bar.
like Mr.
Yeah.
Ed at the bar.
I'm like, what is happening right now?
It was
It
unbelievable.
was the most badass time.
And I remember Jen Gallagher, Jeff's wife, Jen,
Ass isn't a bad
came up to me and said, you don't know how big this is for this to be in your brewery. And she made me cry
Yeah. And
because we didn't fully
didn't.
understand it. And we very much understand that
because we
now.
are all transplants.
Yes.
yes.
You know?
And a lot of people here are transplants. And even speaking to that, I went on the trail ride, so we'll get people on here. But you get to see what they're preserving. And these people have had ranches through the Spanish land grant for hundreds of years. And so I do respect, I have a deeper respect for the people that when you come here, you have to earn it. We've said it, you don't choose Paso, Paso chooses you. And very similar with Cayucas. You know, like if you come into Cayucas and you're big time, then, you know, people are going to throw you out. You know,
Money doesn't buy you love.
money, there you go.
It
and
doesn't.
so
Could buy me love.
To Martha's
but money
point-
doesn't buy you love.
That's what
Hey.
Emily's going to do.
what you do on Stockton
God, I
Street
hope
in
she's
Fresno
so
is your
rich.
own business, buddy. Dude, that was a blast from the past right there.
But
I
it's
don't
our
know.
core values.
By
It's
the way, I've
everything
never
we
done that.
have. That's why people appreciate it.
Yes,
I turned
and that
mine
is
off.
Frank.
Oh my gosh. Who's
Oh.
Martha, dude.
I
Martha
know that
told
ringtone.
this guy.
I know that ringtone.
If my kids call, hold on.
Doug Burkett.
Oh no.
I'm like, I know that
We're,
ringtone.
This is
we're
real
on a
time.
podcast
I
right
know
now.
it's not my
Keep it
kids.
clean.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
why is my
Doug,
phone
is he-
ringing?
Is he calling?
All right.
Really?
What
Later.
is going on here?
That was Doug Burkett.
All right.
Also part of our story.
Also a part of the story. Old Dougie.
Foreshadowing.
Hold on. So let's go back
go
because
back.
this is a good point. Martha makes a good point. Robbie and Justin, and they're gonna come on because they're gonna do a Paso Robles Pioneer Day and a trail ride edition with Kevin and Jeremy. And there's a beer named after the Brushes as well. And Robbie's right there with them. As far as being a big deal, we didn't even ask them to bring those horses over. We didn't even know that that was possible. They just did it. And they
Possibilities.
pissed off the city and changed the parade route and some other things. And so we love everybody in the city. So we wanted to work together, but they did it just out of love. Like Frank was saying, you can't fake that. So that was, and we took a picture on the bar. Remember that picture?
Yeah.
And that was
my
a
favorite
sense-
picture. Yeah.
That was kind of a little
Yes.
moment of relief.
I feel like that was the start.
Like maybe we're
okay,
going to be
we can-
okay.
We're going to be okay.
100%. That
Were you out of
happened.
That gives me
school
chills.
in that
I
picture?
forgot
And
about
me
that.
too.
Oh, yeah, no,
the
that was
first
done.
pump of
Yeah, okay.
resuscitation, like, oh, we might make it.
We might.
might
We
have
might.
some
There's a
life here.
there's a chance. And so that was definitely a bright spot. And we thought, wow, the community is starting to embrace us. We're starting to see customers.
You're
This is-
having
Yeah.
some traction,
we're
right?
having some traction.
Can I back it up
Go.
Yeah.
to
Back
the
it
first
up.
time I tried the beer?
Oh, this is, yes. Because this
That
is
was a
That was a
stressful
fear.
day
That was a
for me.
fear.
By the way, Frank's been making beer. Here's what I do. Let me start because I'm the catalyst to this. I've made beer with Craig plenty of times. Listen, if you guys know me, details are not my thing. You know,
No.
Martha,
If you know about making beer, details are the
kind
thing.
of a thing. So
Oh, it's a recipe?
Yeah. Oh, like
That's weird.
Oh, it
Like
has to be
temperatures
like
and-
timely and followed, and like focus
Water
has
pH,
to be
yeah.
focus has to be extreme, and temperatures and times
Rich,
have to
talk
be
about
exact.
focus.
So,
Squirt.
and so Martha calls me a golden retriever with a tennis ball. So I know this. By the way, I've done this with Craig, and I've made beer with him. Frank had made beer with him maybe a few times, and he said he's excellent. I made beer with him a bunch of times, and what did Craig tell you? This guy doesn't pay attention.
Don't let
to
him in the
anything.
brew house.
No, but what am I good for?
Good time.
You're the golden retriever. I'd
The
say you're
vibe
the Jack
titan.
Russell. Like you are. What is it? A dog on a bone.
Dog. He's a D
on
on
a
a
B.
B.
D on a B.
D on a B.
So he's doing this. He's traveling. He's going to Montana. He's
And I tricked Frank. I just wanted to end with this. I tricked Frank in. Well, and he loves it, so I didn't trick him. But I knew I could not be the beer maker. I knew how to do it, and Frank picked up that notebook and
went for it.
It started to sing. So go ahead. Sorry.
I've just lost my train of thought. But
No, you have to try the beer. You have to try
Okay.
the beer.
so he's traveling. He's doing all of this, and he's like, "Okay, here we go. It's ready. You ready? Like, there's 2 beers that are ready. You want to come in and try them?" I'm like, "Absolutely, yeah." It's Frank and I. I don't even. Did we have a bar? We didn't have
Yeah,
chairs.
no, we had a bar.
We did.
We didn't have we didn't have the chairs. We just had taps
There
ready
was
to go.
taps. We didn't have glasses. We didn't. We had like
Nope.
plastic cups, I think, for just, I don't even know. I do know that I sat on the steps and Frank said, "Okay, here we go." And I was texting Courtney,
You were.
I texted Courtney, shout out to Courtney, my Courtney Davis Wilson. And I said, "I'm on the way. I'm trying the beer for the first time." And she's like, "Okay." And I said, what do I do? Should I be honest? Like,
Why? You haven't been this far. Why start?
what if it's,
Does this shirt look good on me?
what if it's bad? And she's like, "Oh, I didn't think." Well, also Courtney and I have had a few beers together. So I'm like, "Courtney, I don't know. It's everything. Like, this is it." And she's like, "Well, good luck." I'm like, "Okay, here we go." And
0 or 0.
yeah. And I sat down and Frank handed me the beer and I was like, whew. Kind of said a little mental prayer and drank the beer and I was like, "Oh God, we're good. We're good. We're great."
And then she drank 7 more and passed out on the grain pile.
And I did take a picture. I did take a picture and send it to Courtney and propped myself, like looked like that. And she goes, "Oh my God." I'm like, I'm just kidding.
No.
But it's good. It's good.
Oh, so it worked
But
out.
it was a little scary. Like, you know?
Well, because it's a brewery and you're selling one thing. You're selling
One-
beer.
It's what we do.
Your soul.
It's what we do. Oh,
It worked out great, though.
it worked out. And
yeah.
the beers.
It was super easy too.
Well, and you bring up the point. Frank's putting himself out there and trying so hard. Like the last thing you want for him is to fail.
Right.
But he hasn't failed up to this point. And it's he's still killing it.
You don't
Are we-
really want to be a failure to your wife.
Well, no, after you told
Yeah,
her,
but-
let's take all the equity out of this house that we've worked this long to build. Let's cash out
Absolutely.
our retirement.
There's-
I got this. Trust me. We've got this. And then I'm like, "Oh man."
No, you bring up a great point. If you're a contractor and you sell your stuff to be a contractor, you don't take your wife out to live in the house yet, right? Like, or every house that you make. But this one, you're just sliding the. Frank's
Please
known for
let
this too.
work.
He won't look you in the eye. He's like, and he won't tell you what it is or how it works or any of that stuff. So
Just enjoy it.
yeah, and it worked out.
Yeah, hey, here
And
we are.
the beer works, as
We're
we
here.
say. The beer works. Cheers. That's
Cheers.
A good story.
Let's cheer.
Hold on. So we're still going. We got
Martha,
some
you don't
hard
like
times.
that cocktail? Can we get you another one?
I'm doing just fine, thank you.
Get over here.
Dude, you can't leave a cheers hanging. Oh, this episode's good.
Yeah.
All right, so
we're 7 hours in.
We actually start making. Well, actually, we're still not making money. It takes a long
Oh
time.
gosh,
to make
no,
money.
we're still not making
Oh,
money.
This is the part I put.
Right
this,
now, we're still not making money.
I
Just to
put
be
this thing
clear,
down.
You guys,
put the
when
word
this
close.
brewery
When
hits,
this brewery
When
hits,
this
Right
brewery
when this
hits.
brewery
Oh.
hits, watch
Tell
out.
it.
It's over for you.
yeah, and when
Tell
we
it.
have $1 million,
so beef. Oh, go ahead.
yeah,
And $1 million.
another
We
back
have
to
3
last
stories.
back to last week's episode. When we have $1 million in our personal bank account, that's when I'm getting the tattoo.
She's never getting a
There's no
tattoo.
tattoo.
But here's a little secret.
What's of the bear?
You can't
Of the
have
bear.
$1 million
Where?
because the
Where's the
government will
bear
take
going?
it. So we need to disperse it and never have $1 million.
Where's the bear?
I don't
going?
understand
There's no
this
bear.
Not
country
for
word.
everyone to know.
It's a bear ass.
There's no bear.
Her neck, gangster.
right here.
Dude. So to add to your story, I'm gonna bring you back, Chris. At this point, the brewery where I built these cool pro formas in these Excel spreadsheets that Craig had coached us up. And every month, Frank and Martha and I would sit down. I mean, we're doing it all the time. We're not knowledgeable enough to know the indicators that tell you if you're successful or not. And that takes time. You have to be in it. And so we're typing in all the numbers. And we go down to the bottom of the spreadsheet. And what do we see?
Well, that little dash sign.
Yeah,
Ne-
it's
negative?
Negative. What the fuck?
Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Did it say that
That's
on the
4.
bottom? Are you guys kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Like we would work 3 times harder. The numbers are up. This is up, and then you realize you got to pay this fee. You gotta. You had legal fees coming in. You have fees from other places. You have
Taxes.
taxes. You want to get a canning machine. Now you need cans. You need. We haven't paid this person yet.
Dishwasher Kim, freaking toilet paper.
Yep.
I swear people steal toilet paper here. How much do we spend on that? That's ridiculous.
And every single thing compounds another thing. And so at this point, every time we do the math, it doesn't math.
Yeah.
And Frank was a math teacher.
Not a very good one. I was a great math teacher, by the way. It's just these are different numbers.
I've
Whatever
gotta
you
finish-
spend
I'm
on,
going to
so-
finish this one, and then I'm going to be
Go.
positive.
Because we're getting to the positive, but it was hard. It's hard.
Okay,
So when this
sorry.
brewery hits,
That's
Oh,
what Frank would say all the time, and I think we kept it pretty level at home because our life did change a lot. Like Frank left a very good job, and our life changed, but we tried to not let the girls feel that our life changed so much, but it did. And Frank's response to everything was, "Hey, ladies."
hey ladies,
When this brewery hits, you just wait. When this brewery hits. And like every line that Frank says, they now say it back to him.
oh yeah,
when this brewery hits, you're gonna be like Scrooge McDuck swimming in the gold.
backstroking.
Coins spitting out of your mouth.
Exactly.
What
and
does-
by the way, their life did not change because if you go to your mailbox, there are credit card offerings all the time. Yeah, this
just-
will work.
How many? So when this brewery hits, what does that mean? What is it? What's that mean in the Panion House?
Yeah, you're not getting that. We're not buying that for you. But when this brewery hits, yeah,
One day.
We'll think about buying
One
it
day.
for you.
Girl, you got it.
We
You
will
got it.
get there,
But not today.
Oh my god!
They are doing just fine. Let's make that clear to everybody.
Yeah, no, they're fine.
Unless you want to go fund me at frankpanion.com.
That is not a real. That is not a real website.
It isn't.
Disclaimer.
Please, if somebody makes that, don't do it. Just bring $5 to Frank at the brewery.
Oh
please.
gosh.
Bring $5 to Frank at the brewery. So now, not on top of this, it's slow in winter,
Winter.
and we have spent all of our money on unforeseen things. And then as we come out, we actually get another like positive vibe. You throw a concert down with the McNasties, right?
Yeah, so we're in March.
Yep.
So January, February, slower.
Making
March.
no money.
We're in the middle of March.
And what year is it?
This is 2020.
Yep.
This is a Friday night. You had the Velasquez family come in and build some stairs to go to the bottom.
Sure did.
They built a small stage with a Pismo pier.
Well, we built a stage on the stage. Oh no, we already
No,
had
no,
that.
yeah,
That was
She's
before.
getting
That's a
there.
loading
She's
area
getting there.
for the city
Dang,
people.
slow
That's a
down,
loading
gangster.
area. It's a loading area.
Yeah, so we have a concert with the McNasties. They are a Irish punk awesome band. Our friend
Yep.
Troy that we've met.
Was it a St. Patty's Day concert?
It is St. Patty's Day weekend. So
Yo.
Friday we're doing our first concert on that stage.
If
ever.
you can't make it as a brewery on St. Patty's Day, you're in trouble.
Yeah, first concert ever. And it was sprinkling a little bit, but that didn't stop us. And I remember that on the TV watching, and they were saying, oh, this is, you need to limit because of COVID. COVID's come, you need to limit to 500 people. And we were counting people
We
at
were
the
like,
door as they were
1,
coming
2,
in.
3,
Yeah,
4.
we're like, we're
That
fine,
counts
we're
as
fine.
cussing.
Oh,
God
sorry.
damn it.
Damn it. Someone's gonna screenshot that.
So we had the show. It was great. We did not go over capacity according to the beginning of COVID because COVID had not shut down the world yet. And so we thought, okay, this is going to be awesome. We had a band down there. People really loved it. It was a great time. And then Saturday we had music, and we had it inside because the weather was kind of bad. And then it was Sunday when the word came out that we had to close for St. Patrick's Day. And we thought, and we had done all this promo videos and we had t-shirts and we were going to do green beer. And we were so excited because that was going to be finally, maybe
Like
we
the
might
kickoff.
start to get some revenue
Yeah.
and spring was coming. And then we had to be closed and we thought, what do you mean we have to be closed? And it wasn't just us, obviously. There were other businesses that had to be closed. So for St. Patrick's Day, anybody that sold alcohol had to be closed because they
Shut
didn't
down.
want people gathering.
It's because of Cal Poly.
Shut down. No green.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I remember that timeline. And then, I mean, from COVID, that's just a whole other,
Push it all down.
all the stuff that we
But the
had to go
concert
through.
was great.
Concert was great. And
People
that
were standing around. We didn't even have enough chairs.
Nope.
They stood.
we
in
did
a
not.
circle
Well, we
and just
were
listened to
4
the band.
stools short because they were at Frank's house.
4 stools short is
That's not
Frank
true.
and
I
I's.
brought him for the
Hey,
event.
4
I
stools
took him
short
back, though.
is a band name. That's Frank and I's band name. 4 stools short, playing at 9 p.m.
Yeah. So that was the
Or
start
2
of what.
stools a day.
Yeah, that was the start of what we thought was going to be our music venue, and we were going to have like this awesome spring and summer leading in with music and wah wah.
And we have this concrete that's like messed up, and people.
Pandemic.
And what
and
happened?
I remember Frank coming home. So that happened.
Yeah,
Coming home, and I think we're just in shock. Like we just started this business, and oh my god,
we're done.
No, you
we're
were
cooked.
She's all, you're not
Uh,
going to work tomorrow. I'm like,
I have to.
I have to.
We
I
have
was
no
like,
choice.
for what? What for what?
I'm making beer.
Yeah,
like, I
there's
have
like
to-
fermenting. The
And he
things had to
came
happen.
home, and I was like, "So, what did today look like?" And he's like, we made $40."
It was quiet.
And I was like,
Parking was good.
Because we were, yeah, because
As in, not a human being in downtown. Paso.
after
And he
St.
would-
Patrick's
and we brought
Day,
guns to work, but other than that, it's okay.
God, that's
and he
right.
said the drive
That was
was
zombies.
quiet and
Yeah.
tranquil.
I didn't see one car.
Mm-hmm.
after
I really thought it was apocalypse.
COVID
I'm like,
hits.
it was
oh.
after St. Patrick's Day, we were allowed to sell outside. No one was allowed to come
We-
inside. You had to sell beer to go.
Well,
So
what's-
that was next.
What's the famous term? We were a what business? Does anyone remember? What's the magic term?
Struggling.
What's the magic word? Yeah, no.
Flailing.
We were
Flailing.
a
Not
what's
doing
the
so
word?
hot.
Starts with anybody remember?
Mm-mm.
This is a
I'm
quiz.
blocking.
You're out there.
Ah, yes. we were-
Essential.
Essential. Like
Struggling.
essential oils,
'Cause people
essential
needed to
business.
drink it away.
People had to drink it away.
We
Yeah.
were essential to everybody. You
Or
had to
how
have
about
us.
It was
so we
essential
did
to
do
me.
to-goes, right?
Yeah.
And we followed everything. Martha set up our bar stools,
Yep.
and it had merch hanging on it.
It had our remaining merch because we
Merch.
didn't have any money to buy new
Right.
merch, and so whatever
New merch.
we had, we pulled everything and hung it
Yeah.
up, and people would be like, "I want that shirt."
You XS or an XL? Because that's all we have.
Take it, please.
But then
We're-
we'd look out the roll up, you'd give them a beer. And the rule was they couldn't be there, but they can be in the pub. And they would be on the curb out front drinking beer.
It was the weirdest thing. It was so you go and work so hard to get an ABC license, and then you look outside, and what does ABC tell you? You cannot leave this front gate. Like
You're
if anyone
responsible
leaves
for
here,
them. If they're intoxicated, it's your responsibility. Now
we
we're
will
just like,
tackle and arrest you. Now
I
they're
don't know.
drinking on their tailgate in the street and not allowed to drink where ABC approved everyone.
As
Like,
long as they're
what?
not together, it's fine.
Oh yeah.
6 inches apart, right?
Mhm.
6, yeah, something.
6 something. By the way, those stickers are they're like the most durable thing in our entire brewery
We
because they're
still have
still
them.
on the
Get 'em up.
ground
Still there.
in the brewery. If you see the white sticker on the ground, that was the stickers that they made us have.
We should bolt a plaque next to them.
And you were supposed
For
to wait
history.
in the bathroom line.
Historical.
Like,
It is historical. That was crazy.
it was crazy. And let's go back. There's like things that like you have to be lucky, and there's things where we pivoted immediately. But without being an essential business, we would have went out of business. We would have had to. Well, someone would have bought us, and we would have worked for
Yeah.
them.
Do you really think we would have went out of business?
No, because we're gangsters.
I don't. I mean, on paper
Time
that sounds good,
time
but we would have. What did old
40
Craigie tell
water,
us? When the
sprinkle
end
me,
of the world comes, have
sprinkle
your
me.
tanks full.
Oh yeah, so Craig told us immediately fill the tanks with beer because you can trade. So
Trade.
all of you people out there, he said they'll trade cheese, meat. People will trade. They'll trade anything.
Concrete
that.
work.
You name it. And so COVID hits, and Martha and I are working the bar. Frank is making beer, and we're the only employees again, as Frank
Mhm.
says. And you were even nervous. Frank said, "I can't stay here and be around the public because I don't want to take it home to my family." And we understood. Like we totally understood. So
we didn't
Martha
know what
and
it
I,
was.
Yeah, and that was before we had to wear masks. There was a time where
Yes.
you had to wash your hands. That was the thing. So you washed your hands.
To be fair, I was like, you can live downstairs. It's okay.
oh
Yeah.
we weren't.
I still
We
do.
just didn't want to
Post
listen.
COVID, I still live
Wait,
down there.
Steven, we say weekends, but really?
Martha and I were on the front lines.
stormed.
So we're out there and we're selling 4 growlers a day.
Yeah.
But do you remember we would take
But it
growlers
mattered.
home and drop coordinates?
Oh,
That's
you
right.
just so Frank comes up with an idea which we need to re-up.
To get people out of their house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you started stashing growlers all over the Central
coast.
Coast.
Yep.
And
And
people
give 'em-
would find it.
Yep.
General area, and they go find it.
Yep.
Dude, people found before we even posted where the coordinates were.
Well, we did give them exact coordinates, which I learned quickly. I'm like, oh, we should probably not go that
We
close.
needed a riddle. Riddle me this, Batman. We did. So
But
Frank came
no
up with an
one had-
idea.
Like, I don't want to bake sourdough anymore. I want to go look for some beer. I
Fair
don't want to watch
I don't want
And
to
they
start a
did.
Tiger
garden.
King or whatever
We-
that show
It was Tiger King.
You know?
we
Tiger.
did scavenger. Tiger King went
Oh
off.
my gosh.
King.
Tiger
He got
King.
married. Did you know that?
Dude, I'm the Panther
Ew.
King.
Oh yeah, we won't talk
Oh.
about.
Whoa.
Okay,
Oh,
let's
the
do
look.
it.
You saw the
Oh,
Hold on. Okay,
I
now
think
we're
this
getting
is
into
it.
some good stuff. So
that's
in
locked
COVID,
away.
Can we do
We're-
that one in the turtle story?
we
I
did
think
whatever it takes.
we're at it,
And
1:05.
yeah, we're doing good. Don't rush a good thing. Don't
Okay,
rush a good
sorry,
thing.
sorry.
Let the
Bell's
cookies
not
bake.
gonna ring. We're all
But
right.
Martha's nickname is the Panther.
But we're so used
Cuidado.
to the bell ringing.
Yeah, I need to stay on track.
Get ready for my
Cuidado.
next podcast.
The Panther. Frankie, how did Martha get the Panther name?
Was your birthday?
Was it mine?
Whitey Morgan.
This is fast
See,
forward now.
I told you
3
both.
years.
I told both of you.
I
You've
thought
been
it was
telling.
Nashville.
No,
it was
it was
Whitey
100%
Whitey Morgan.
when we were at the Whitey
we
Morgan
got a van
concert
back.
in Oakhurst. Thank
we
you.
got into a van.
We didn't get
That's
a
what
van
it
back.
was?
We
That's
had
Are
not
to
you guys
real.
seriously arguing with her?
No.
I told them, and they convinced me
may
it was
sound
when
like
we were
it,
in
but I'm not.
Nashville, and I said,
No.
I
"No, you
swear.
guys,
It was
it
your
happened
birthday
at
in
Whitey Morgan."
Oakhurst.
Yes.
No,
Was-
do you believe
Yes.
it's in Nashville?
I do.
I do too.
Okay, well, it's 2 to
then be
2.
wrong.
We didn't take
Jake,
a van
Jake,
back.
who do you think is telling the
Remember,
correct
you
story?
guys walked down to Del Taco.
That was after.
Dude, we're telling too many
Yeah,
stories, but
thank
you're right.
you.
We raced down there. Martha helps
Walked
Frank.
Frank back. You
Yeah.
and I
Thank
went to
you.
every
Thank you.
restaurant, and they
I had
were
the
all
would not
closed.
give
flu.
us
My
food.
legs were a little.
It was
Thank you.
not-
We ended up getting
okay.
food from 7-Eleven.
Okay, can I pause? This we digress.
Yeah, sorry.
The
It's-
Wait, did you
location
not
is
say-
irrelevant.
Fact checkers.
Fact
fact checkers will be the cousins, Neil and Jen, will
Mm-hmm.
have to be the ones to fact check.
All right, Neil and Jen
'Cause
have
they
to
were
come
there
on
too.
to confirm this story. All right,
Neil,
so
2
Frank.
growlers if you go on our side.
Neil, don't you dare.
Steel trap that one. He's going to know.
Neil, don't turn on the boys.
Okay, back to the
BBH.
story. The
Remember
story
the
doesn't
90s?
change.
BBH.
Okay,
Rose
end of a
before
long night. We go to a
the
concert.
ladies.
It's Rich's
Birthday.
What
I don't
number?
think. Okay, either way, we're having a great time, and
Also,
we get
I
an
remember your birthday gift. Do you remember what your birthday gift was?
Uber. When you tricked me and
When
took
we
me
kidnapped
up there.
him.
No,
What?
your gift card. We gave you a Cal Coast gift card.
Frank did bring me a Calcos gift
We
card.
did also kidnap him, by the way.
He's like,
$25 and I'll have fun, big guy.
It's not much, but here
There
you
you
go.
Have fun. Go crazy.
Forgot Oh, these guys kidnapped me for my birthday. All sorts of stuff. Oh my god, that's too funny. That's a good
So
story.
we leave. We left
we leave
Whitey Morgan.
some
Morgan.
location. We leave
leave Whitey
a
Morgan.
God,
location.
I felt like it was a Grand Old Opry.
Don't
but
you remember
Whitey
it was
Morgan,
the
same thing.
I agree
Bar
with
at the
you.
bottom, and it had the murals.
Okay, so we all Uber shows up.
Uber.
Is a van.
A van.
It was a
okay,
big
It was a
van.
van Uber.
It was
we
a
can
big
do that.
van.
It's true.
And apparently my contact fell out because my vision was fuzzy. I helped my wife.
I'm sure
in.
that's what it was.
Yep.
I'm
She
sure this
goes.
was
She
too.
goes to the third bench.
She
seat.
goes to third bench, which I'm a first bench guy. Like fuck everyone else. You get in the back. Not thinking. Well, Martha is,
Gets in the next
gets
one.
right
and
in the
Frank
next one.
slides in like this.
and I slide with my arm out.
Yeah.
I don't know where you can see it, but it was out.
Big Daddy.
down
And I kind of put it around.
Come on, come on.
and looked over, and I think he.
No, the whole
Yelped.
Locked eyes.
no,
I
no,
think
no.
he yelped.
The whole car like iced over, like frozen. I'm
Like a record
What's-
scratch.
and I kind of look over and I see Martha. I'm like, uh-oh.
It was that. It's that audio that says, "Yep, that's
Slowly
me.
pull my
I'm
arm
not
back.
sure how I got here."
Well, honey, where the hell were you on this? And what did Neil say? Hey, what was that like?
No, I said it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
go, Frankie, how was it? And you go,
Like petting a panther. Meaning, I don't know if I'm gonna get my arm back or I'm gonna lose it. Like
He
He said
backed
it was
away
terrifying,
slowly.
but a little bit invigorating.
Yeah,
backed
it was
away.
fun. It
he
was
pet,
fun.
he pet the panther.
Petting a panther, and
And
everyone's
has
a little
not pet the
tuned up,
panther
and
since.
Everyone had a good night. So Frank saying it's like petting a panther.
Yeah.
Terrifying, but a
Gotta
little
watch it.
invigorating. It was just amazing. And Martha's face also didn't change. Her face went like this.
But she's amazing at it. It's a
No, to
skill.
look over and be
a
this far
skill.
apart and make eye contact, you're like, oh God,
Like petting the panther.
sorry.
We laughed so hard.
That's
and
number 4.
Actually, Martha's office area upstairs is called the Panther Territory.
Yeah, Panther Den. Caution.
Yep. Caution.
Cuidado.
Cuidado. Cuidado. Muy
Oh,
peligroso.
Shout out to Dora.
All right. Well, now we're gonna get to the good stuff. All right. So we're gonna end with the good stuff. So we do make it through COVID. We talked about it. We pivoted. We did whatever the heck it took.
Stayed alive.
We drove around Benesa. We went to Justin Brush's house and sold beer there. We went to Jeff Gallagher's neighborhood. We talked about all that. We drove around. People came and supported us, but Frank came up with a great idea because we were down to no money. You guys had $700 in your bank account.
Yeah,
Frank said.
that's on a
We're being generous.
Some number that's lower than that. Scary. Dude, lower than
With a family of 5, by the way.
Yeah,
On
that's
the
all right.
coast.
I was gonna dance
On the coast. Yeah.
this is real. And the business had less than or about $1,000
Yep.
to its name
Yes.
after $1 million of.
Things felt a little dicey.
It
Go
got
ahead.
tight. It got tight, but we pulled it off.
And so we have a meeting. Frank, Martha, and I sit down. And Frank is the master of this. He kind of kicks everything around. And we're like, we have to generate revenue right now. Like, we knew this was going to happen. We didn't. This is the sad part. And this is the scary part as well. And it's just reality of business. We knew we had something unbelievable and amazing and that people were going to love it. Unfortunately, the timing may have just been wrong. And there are many people who have great ideas that fail because the timing is incorrect. And the reality is, we thought there may be a possibility that some person was going to buy us out, and we
Oh,
were
I thought we were
going
going
to.
with the ice cream truck.
No, no.
God damn it, sorry.
We thought that there was going to be a possibility that someone would buy us out, and we'd work for them at our business that we started, that we envisioned, that we put our life into. And somebody with money would just come by and say, hey, no big deal. I'll hire you. I'll buy you out. And so we thought that was a real possibility. So we're sitting there like, how do we generate enough money to pay these bills? Because our bills were still out there. We owe money for the tanks. We owe everything that we're doing. And Frank comes up with an idea. What if we sell beer club memberships early?
Yeah,
Because they weren't
that was my idea.
they weren't
It
due
was your
to
idea.
expire until
And I executed it. By
We're-
the way, he's an idea guy.
yeah, we're in
Oh,
we're
whoa,
in
whoa,
And I
whoa.
will say,
That's a lot of bullshit.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Okay, so we're in to set the timeline. We're in late March, early April, and the COVID restrictions continue and they become even more restrictive. And so we're in the month of April and we have no revenue. We have a handful of people that are coming to get a growler fill or maybe a pint to go, but we have
$40.
yeah, that multiply that times 30 days in the month and you're looking at I can't pay my PG&E bill even.
Can't pay the bills.
No, you can't pay anything.
And guess what? PG&E doesn't impact or is not impacted by COVID.
And
No.
They
they're-
don't
they're
take
fine.
money away.
I'm gonna need my money,
Yeah.
and old mortgage doesn't back off. We
Nope.
need our money.
No, Mike Tozy wants his money,
Yeah, fair enough.
and he deserves
Absolutely.
it. And
Yeah.
the tank company wants their money.
Yeah.
And the
The
grain,
grain
people
company,
want their money.
It's like
And the merch people want their money. And so Frank says, why don't we try to just sell a beer club membership early? We'll cut the cost down. And I said, let's do it. And I sat down with a list of the entire,
beer club membership.
and I called every single person. I don't know if somebody called with me or
Yeah,
if I just
no,
called them all.
I didn't, but I feel like a couple of
I wonder why.
employees.
No, I think I,
don't like
did
talking
it.
to
I don't think
people.
there was employee. I think I called everyone.
No, we had no
Oh, maybe
employees
it
at that
was-
time.
In
Oh, then
fact,
it was just
Zero.
when
We
Neil
had-
comes in, we had no employees.
Who
We
would
had-
not want to
we had
answer
no
their
employees.
phone and hear Rich on the
Hold
other
on,
end,
this
though?
is the best part. Neil, because I'm going down the list, I'm not even looking at the names, which sounds crazy, but there's like 200 and
200,
something
yeah.
names.
Mhm.
I'm calling every number and I'm the pitch is real, which you know me, like you know who I am. I'm authentic. Like, hey,
True.
I'm reaching out. This is Rich from Cal Coast Beer Company. I'm not even looking at the names because it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not trying to change the message for anyone else. And I'm calling everyone. I'm saying, I remember what I said. If you are impacted by this and you have no money and you lost your job, come in because we'll give you a beer. Remember I said that. But if you're not and your job is good, we're struggling and we could really use your help. And if you could buy a membership early, I know that you haven't cashed out everything that you're doing. I know that you probably haven't even gotten the benefits that we promised you. But if you could do that for us, like, we'd appreciate it. And
Yeah, not just that. We didn't know if we were going to be in business
no,
past that, with the COVID. So people had to believe that we were going to make it through and that beer club membership
gonna
was
show up
maybe
for
going to
them.
be of value to them. Or maybe they just believed in us enough and they were trying to support us. That's obviously what happened because there was no guarantee that we were still going to be in business after the month of April.
and Neil can vouch for this. I called him and I left that. I started in on that message and he's like, Rich, it's me. Like, whatever you need, let me know. And I was just so into it.
$7,000.
Please.
Cash.
He's BC1, Beer Club 1, Beer Club 1.
Oh,
And
love
Here's the beautiful thing. Another moment that we might make it. What happened?
People came in and they re-upped their memberships and that definitely helped us. It 100% helped us get through the month of April.
They gave
But
us
how about
credit card
not
numbers
only
that-
re-upped. What did we do? A free growler a month at that time?
Mhm.
They refused to take their
the
free
free
growler.
growlers.
People
They're
didn't
like,
wanna
we're
take-
paying. I'm paying.
Remember Tommy and 101 Plumbing, shout out to him. He's a sponsor, whether he likes it or not. He called all his friends and everybody in the whole crew that's always supported us from day one. They all came down and paid at the same time. And that was
Yeah.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
No sponsors? What's up, Jake? Oh, we don't have sponsors. So he's an informal. He doesn't pay us. So we didn't mark that off. Good correction, Jake. Jake's on me.
That's why we have a
But
producer.
That's why we have Jake helping us out.
But how do we get him to pay us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
at
we're not doing that.
10.99,
We're not
no,
doing
that's
that.
not gonna work.
137.
But Tommy, he helps us out any chance he can get. And Maggie, and
they're
their
great
birthday's coming. This Maggie's
Shout out to
coming.
Maggie. It's
And,
gonna when
Happy
you hear this,
birthday.
happy belated birthday, I guess.
And people bought memberships like crazy. And us staying gritty, we were determined. We did the whole. We didn't break the rules. What you don't want to do is you do not want to disrespect the city that you live in. You don't want to disrespect the police officers that are working very hard.
ABC agents.
ABC, like we never did any of
TTB.
that. We just said we have to survive. How can we work within these rules? And beer club memberships were coming back up. Our people were rebuying them, re-upping. People bought the memberships, and
What's
then
that word?
What's that?
Tenacity.
Tenacity. It is the T's. Some T shit. We got some
Tenacity
T's here,
Rex.
and we used to put that lid on that cup, tape it down, and we'd say, "This is your pint to go, and wherever you go, is up to you." Right? And people started hanging out, and Cal
Why is he
Coast
pointing at me?
started growing. I don't know. I just felt like that
I
was the
feel like-
moment. That was the moment. Boom.
This is closing or
Ba, 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 ba. No, we're getting to the okay. So we start to see a turnaround, and when COVID ends, what happens?
We're still in business.
We're busy. We
We're
start getting
still in
busier.
business, and people start coming out because now we have,
It's the
This-
upswing.
now we have this outdoor space. We had the deck on the back, the Pismo Pier. We have the deck on the back, and we have this middle space. So we had outdoor space for people to be able to come and be 6 feet apart
But
from
also,
one another.
that's crazy. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
That was
When
it.
you
This
look
little
at it,
Don't even
tiny area.
recognize it.
No, that was
Mhm.
it.
and didn't everybody have like I could be wrong. Didn't everybody get like a credit card or something from the government?
They did. We love
Oh,
those cards.
stimulus.
Stimulus. It's
The
called stimulus. buddy.
card.
They were
And
stimulating
because there
us.
was no chip, they'd roll in and be like, bam. I'm like, I love you.
Yep.
They were
I
stimulating
forgot
us.
about this.
And
I
and Kevin Brush popped up again and helped us by relieving us from some pressures that we had with him. So we're gonna when those guys come on, and they are
we'll
coming
talk
on.
about
So
that.
Yeah.
yep.
Good
Talk about
people.
expanding our
but-
outdoor space.
But we started to turn around, and all of a sudden we're busier than we ever were, and
When
we
this
need.
brewery,
We were able to
hits.
hire
When it
our
hits.
people back. Our team starts coming back. Justin and Jen were here, and then Zach comes in.
And Grant.
Grant.
How
Grant
many
was
Started
here.
with
employees
Grant.
Well, that was right after we had to hire some people, but at
hired-
that time we only had a couple.
We had Grant and Justin started, and I remember when the two of them worked for the first day together with you and I.
Yep.
Those poor guys worked
We
like an
got
8-hour
smashed.
shift with no break. We were so crazy busy. We just were pouring beer and taking money, and they got no training. It was just
No.
go. And we ended
No.
that day looking at each other like, "Oh my God, is
We
this
need
going to
more
be?
people.
We need more help. This is
We
not
we
going to
went
be
from
okay."
going out of business to we need more people.
Yeah.
All right. So we make it through. The Cal Coast community came through for us, and we did whatever it takes. We're winding down here. Let's get to the positive stories.
Frank didn't marry Emily.
Frank did not.
Not
He
yet.
didn't-
Stop talking shit about her.
Nobody
All right.
likes her, so
So first year positives. When did you know, Chris? When did you know in your heart that this was going to be a good thing? Do you have a moment or?
She's still contemplating that.
She's still not sure.
Put her
I
on the
didn't ask
spot.
you. I did not say Frank.
I'd say COVID was. I'd say COVID. Well, you guys may think I'm crazy. I don't think COVID was as scary for me as construction was.
Ooh.
Construction to me was touch and go. That was maybe because he came home every day during COVID. I didn't see him during construction.
Yeah.
And we have 3 kids at home. And I work full time. And that was difficult. COVID was like, it's difficult for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's struggling. Everyone's going through tough times. We're not special. Like everyone's struggling. Everyone's trying to keep their head above water. During construction, it was just like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I said yes. And I gave you the green light, so this is on me.
Mhm.
Sucker.
Yeah. And I have no one to blame, But
Was
this is my team. And
Yeah.
and here we are, and we're gonna do it.
And whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
So has there been oh, I'm taking over the questions
get
now.
it.
How about
Go ahead.
this?
I like this.
So has there
It's going to turn into their podcast
like
anyway.
it.
So
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
it
will.
might.
It will.
Wouldn't be
Hey,
surprised if it
ladies.
did.
I feel like this is very
Do you mean
more
structure?
sophisticated.
Has there been a moment yet, or has there been that feeling yet where like, okay,
Calm?
I feel good. Like I
Yes.
feel like we're going in the
Yes.
right direction and we feel comfortable and good.
Yes, definitely.
What was it? Do you remember like a moment when you came here and went, "This is a real thing"?
I think just like each year, just like we're doing this now, we're doing this now. You guys haven't stopped. Like that just is momentum, and you have kept going and kept going and kept going. It's the fact that you just had this little space, and then we built this space, and then we built this space. I know no one can see what I'm pointing at,
No.
but it's like.
But it's year 1, year 2, year
Yep.
3. Like
Yeah.
it was just kept
and
growing
you,
and growth.
You build
and
upon each year, and you stack it up and stack it up, and experiences. And we knew nothing to having some knowledge behind, not me, but you guys. And
Oh, don't cut yourself short.
well,
I know you're a part of the team.
but
Because if you told Frank you have
Yep.
to come home
Yep.
at any moment and
Yep.
you can't do this
Yep.
and this is unacceptable, he would be there and we wouldn't have him here to help. And anytime we needed you, you were always there.
We would still be building.
Yep.
but also I want to back it up to that
I'm
peer
taking
wood.
my hammer back.
It was my hammer. It's my dad's hammer. It's my
See what
dad's
you can
hammer.
do without this hammer.
My dad's hammer.
But like, yeah, no, my blood, sweat, and tears is in this too. Like I had to pick up that pier wood covered in shit. I had to come in and knock down some sheetrock, you know, like
Yeah.
You had to empty the refrigerator with a giant tub of
ooh,
mayonnaise.
that old who
Shout out Tozy.
Yeah.
I don't know
5
why
gallons of
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise. Who needs that much mayonnaise?
Yeah. Sass,
know?
how about you? When did you know, or when did you think like this is actually
when
going
did
to
you
work?
have like a whew, I'm okay.
So I think that COVID was actually a blessing for us. I believe that everything happens for a reason. So I think that COVID helped us to reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helped us to reset and really figure out what is
Regroup.
our business
Regroup.
about, what is important to us, and what was important to us was people. And that was our beer club members who believed in us and were willing to give us money, not knowing that we were even going to be in business after COVID. That was people coming to buy beer.
And your connection to this community, right? Like of that, I hey, this is where we're at, and I think that really grounded you in this community.
It absolutely did. And that started, for me, that started with that Pioneer Day in 2019 when people came out to that. That was still one of my favorite memories that we've ever had here. But COVID, I think, really pushed us to expand that outdoor area because, again, we didn't know if you could go inside again. That was a thing. Are you even allowed to go inside? That was for months that you had to be outside. And so that forced us to blow all of that out and expand our outdoor. Now that's what people know us for. They know us for being an outdoor space. And then from there, it's just, what more can we do? What more can we do? What more can we do?
We're
Frankie,
not
what
stopping.
about you? We're not stopping.
We're
Heck
not
no.
stopping.
No,
Did you
we
have a
can't.
moment?
What was the question?
I know what mine was. My moment was just when you knew when I called those people and they
Feel like you
started.
asked
I
me
remember
to
And you
that.
thought,
back to him.
the moment that you thought
I was
you were
trying
going
to
to be,
give
that
you
we're
an-
going to be okay.
It's the
Oh, we're
It's the Miss America moment.
Haven't had
I need
that
you
moment
to
yet.
restate the question in your answer.
No, Frank lives in the
waiting for it.
Listen, if you're on Untapped and you're typing shit,
Oh.
there's mine. That's one.
Dang it.
You're giving shit
How many do I
reviews.
have? God
You're
damn it.
living in
Oh,
Frank's dome.
that counts.
Hey, you're living in Frank's dome right now on Untapped. So
Doesn't get recorded.
I knew when the South Coast community started buying beer club memberships, I was like, man, I think we're gonna be okay, And they've stepped up every single time we've asked them, and we've been here for them. I think that's you have to be here for them too, because they have hard times, and they've had, anytime someone in our community in this group has something difficult going on in their life, you've got to step up and be there for them, whether that's a donation or whether that's giving them a place to, talk to someone or things like that. I've just known that's where we shine. We
Yeah,
sing.
or even just a place to come to not have to think about anything, to
get
just
away
sit
from
down,
it.
have a beer, and get away from people.
Yep.
Every day.
All right. Well,
But I want to answer your question.
Oh.
So when I turned I don't look at the numbers as much at the beginning as I do now, but it was more kegs. I look at kegs, and it was, okay, I'm going to clean 5 kegs after a weekend. And then it went to 10. And it growed. Now we're cleaning 30 kegs.
and you used to clean with my
With
hand.
brights. Oh, yeah, I did do it with my hand. But
Yep.
But anyways,
You see the
to
numbers
me,
back
like
there.
I see the quantity of beer that goes out, but that doesn't count cocktails, doesn't count wine, doesn't count a lot of different things. What happened? I got a booger?
No.
No.
Why are they looking at me?
Dude, I know they were talking shit. They were ruining
They
your
were.
moment.
God damn, I went deep.
Dude, you did. The keg started growing.
Emily, stay strong.
Whoever you may be,
All right.
Emily.
Yeah. Oh,
Well-
I hope she's already born.
Did we miss any stories anybody
Me
wanted
too,
to
by the
say?
way.
Frank, great moment. They loved your moment, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I
All
tried
right.
to go deep.
Well, ladies, is this brewery going to make it? Is this brewery going to hit?
You guys just wait. Wait till
TBD.
Wait till this
Wait
hits.
till it hits.
Because
It's over
Martha's
for
getting
you.
a tattoo on her ass of the bear.
$1 million in my personal bank account.
Personal.
When you
We're
see
is
me
that a
with
combined personal?
We're a little shy.
that means
She has
Listen,
a
that means
secret.
never.
She has a
GoFundMe
secret
is
one.
Rich.
Yeah.
GoFundMe over here.
FrankPanion.com.
no, not
All
that's
right,
not
cheers.
real.
Oh,
I love these
Love you
beautiful
guys.
ladies.
Cheers.
beautiful people. Jake, what do you think, bud?
Follow us on Spotify and YouTube. And then all 4 of their collective aha moments was when they hired me.
Oh.